All right, we just saw ABC appoint the first ever African American female as head of entertainment, Channing Dungey.
Yes.
What do you make of that? Do you know her?
I do. I know her, and she's a really superwoman.
Is that the same job as you had, right?
Yeah, well, I chairman. I ultimately moved my way up to chairman. But she has been working at CBS for years. She's an incredibly talented, deserving executive, so I'm so happy she got that job.
Is this paving the way for more and more coming?
Absolutely. You know, there's a saying that one woman at the table is a token, three women at the table is change. And I think we still have a ways to go. But I'm thrilled for Channing, and she is well deserving.
Channing Dungey was born in the suburbs of Sacramento, California, to Judy and Don Dungey. In March of 1969, when she was younger, her and her sister would look through the TV guide to see what types of shows they would want to watch. By doing this, it kickstarted both of their careers. Channing left to attend UCLA's theater program. She graduated in 1991 from UCLA in the studies of theater, film, and TV. Her sister went on to be an actress, and Channing went on to be the first African American female president in ABC's entertainment group. Her mother went on to write a book called Nobody's Home, and her father is a successful real estate agent in California. Channing Dungey is a pioneer for all African American females that want to be in the entertainment industry. As for having an amazing start in her career, she had made many shows from her time in the industry. She is well known from Queen of the Damned from 2002. She started her career as a development assistant for Davis Entertainment. She later on moved to Steamroller Productions to be a story editor, then later on got to be a senior vice president at Material Films. She later on moved to start her own production company. In 2004, she went to pitch her idea to the executives at Touchstone Television. Later on, they changed the name to ABC Studios. She is the first African American female that got to be the president of a major broadcasting network out of the other three major broadcasting networks on television.
One of the leadership truths that Channing Dungey shows is Truth One, which is credibility is the foundation of leadership. In an interview with Adweek, Channing was told, "You had been responsible for ABC's drama development, but not on the comedy side. How have you been able to make the new schedule and shows your own, given the work that had already been done before you came on board?" "I was certainly intimately involved in the development of all the dramas and was part of the advocacy process in getting those picked up. So on that side of the fence, all good. With the comedies, I did not order the pilots, but because we were early enough in the pilot season process, so much goes into making these pilots, and so you really do find yourself quickly up to your elbows in it. So I can say that with great confidence that by the time we were making selections in May, I did feel ownership of the pilots that we made. And then I was able to feel really good about those choices." So Channing's credibility comes from her past ABC dramas that she's helped create. This puts her in a position where she can make decisions on future projects based on the success of her past work, which were the ABC dramas. Although she did not have input on the comedy side, she still had a say into which pilots will make the final cut, which gives her team a lot of confidence in her ability to choose the best pilot episode. The second leadership truth Channing shows is Truth 3, which is values drive commitment. Here's a quote Channing Dungey told The Hollywood Reporter. "It's about people feeling that their stories are being told," says Dungey. "Diversity and inclusion in every respect are incredibly important to me, and it's going to continue to be a big tenet of the programming that we do." With that said, the values that Channing upholds in her work shows how committed she is to what she does. This also translates towards the team she works with, because they are enthusiastic about working with her. Her ABC dramas have done very well, especially after taking over Paul Lee's position as president of ABC. As long as she stays true to her values, her team will follow as well, and that is why her work has become a great success. The third leadership truth Channing shows is Truth 4, which is focusing on the future sets leaders apart. When Adweek asked Channing how she felt about taking over, She said that she has to go through the whole cycle of the television business at least one time in order for her to understand it completely. She has had time with her family, but says for the most part, I've been really boots on the ground, wanting to take everything in as I go through this first cycle. Big name for the ABC network, she still has to take time off in order for her to get back in the game. This shows commitment to her work, and she looks forward to the future. Adweek also asked how it felt to have Kiefer Sutherland in her arsenal, and Channing said, it makes me feel excited and hopeful. Each script is longer than the last, so I feel positive and optimistic about the future of the show, and that makes me happy. A leader is supposed to feel optimistic about the future, and this optimism will also be shown with her team as well. Leaders should look at the past in order to correct future mistakes, but for Channing, she is so focused on the future that she is positive everything will turn out well because of her past experience with ABC.
Channing Dungey has impacted this industry in a major way. In February of 2016, she became the first African American to lead a major TV network when she was named the entertainment president of Disney's ABC television network after being an executive at Walt Disney for over a decade. She has helped bring hits such as Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder, and Criminal Minds to life. In an interview with Variety, when asked what it means to her to be the first African American to lead a major broadcast network, she states, people have said, how does it feel to be a role model? And I've always considered myself to be a role model to my daughter, which is first and foremost for me. But I do feel that if in this new role I encourage women of color to pursue careers in entertainment and along those lines, that for me is going to feel really rewarding and very satisfying. On top of pushing herself up the ranks in the industry as an African American woman, Channing Dungey has also had to juggle many personal responsibilities as well. She's the type of person that never thinks there's too much on her plate and is always willing to take on a new task. In 2013, she was preparing to debut the show Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which she hoped would target males as ABC had been a predominantly female audience and was struggling with male-targeted programming. She also kept busy at home during this time, as her and her husband adopted a daughter, and she was also preparing to resume her teaching of a graduate course at UCLA. Definitely a woman who loves a challenge.
In conclusion, Miss Dungey is a pioneer for not only all African American women in entertainment, but all African Americans regardless of gender, and all women regardless of race. Being born in the civil rights movement, after college, Miss Dungey was able to work her way up through the industry, make a name for herself, become a senior vice president, start her own production company, become an executive at the Walt Disney Company, and then become the first president, the first African American president of a major television network. This is a woman who loves to be challenged.